All right, it is May 11th, 2021. I want to start this show, and I might begin this maybe as a mantra, but all human beings are worthy of rational, reasonable, and civil behavior. Now, just because you're worthy of it doesn't mean that you'll receive it, but you are worthy of it. And in a noble society, that's what you get. And unfortunately, we are seeing I guess it seems like the unraveling of a noble and decent society with some of these rioters and the things that go on in social media. I'll go back to Plano, Texas, what happened there. And these people tend to stonewall when the situation gets the way it does. I haven't, I've looked and to see if the chief of police is going to talk about uh, BLM blocking the street and blocking traffic, which I have said, in my opinion, is an act of terrorism. When you block traffic, you're holding people hostage, and you can do anything to them. Just want to know: are these people that did this? Are they going to be arrested? Are they going to be dealt with? Yesterday, I lost my cool. And I want to say, for me, as a Stoic, that doesn't mean that I'm a pacifist. Uh, I will not start hostile actions, but when someone starts a hostile action with me, however I respond to that person cannot equal what he did in my eyes. But and it's also in the manner in which he chose to do it. Um, he told me to shut the f up, and that's kind of a threat. To a degree, it's a real hostile thing to say, and yeah, I gave it back to him, and I was really angry. There are certain subjects that I think have been gaslit and that by nature make me angry because these gaslighters, the one thing they do is they censor and they lie. And if you try to expose them for the truth and you try to get more in depth, they will absolutely censor you. I should just say the topic I was talking about was what was going on in South Africa with regards to white farmers and whites in general. I think that South Africa, like Zimbabwe, is a racial vendetta nation. And the person said, well, how messed up was apartheid? So what's happening? I guess this person believed what was happening was right and just. And the manner in which he came at me, so self-righteous. And I don't know if he'd even think about it or not. But if you believe that murdering innocent people and treating people cruelly because of what happened in the past, something that they may or may not, something that they didn't do, and you attack the innocent, you're wrong. And people should flee that. If you're attacking someone because of their race, or you're being unreasonable, people should try to leave unreasonable places as best they can. And at this point, the establishment supports what is very unreasonable and very unjust. The people who drive the trucks, the food and stuff, that's all done by, you know, by trucking and by shipping, and you're going to block traffic. How would you like it maybe if we blocked access to your food? If you're going to mess with the workers in the transportation in this country, if you think that's okay, and you think that others can suffer, how about you suffer too? It's absurd. And this is not me being stoic. This is me being like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how many people agree with this. It seems like a large plurality. I would be surprised if it is a majority of free thinking human beings. I guess Andrew Yang is in hot water for his support of Israel. And of course, they always, the establishment, a lot of the establishment takes the side of the Palestinians. And, my knowledge on Israel is not that great. But what I observe is that many Palestinians, the most fanatical element, hate the Jews more than they love their children. And they will sacrifice their children in order to harm Jews. And this kind of fanaticism that has been taken hold, it's not just, it's like nobody wants to, no free thinking person, objective person really wants to live in it. But I guess it's kind of hard to divorce yourself from it when they control so much of the economy is tied into these kinds of thoughts. I guess you can boycott where you can and spend your money and strive to spend your money on individuals who respect you and have just a mutual understanding and a shared reality. And it's one thing if mobs of groups of people are kooky and crazy, that's always been the case. But I've never seen the establishment give in to kooky and crazy people. There was a time you thought that they had a little bit of objectivity and could see beyond their own nose and beyond the people's own perspective. What happened in Plano, these were a bunch of egotists and narcissists. And the Plano police and much of the establishment is supporting a kind of narcissistic abuse. And am I upset by it? Yeah, but what do you do with narcissistic abuse? You got to leave it. You got to gather where you can of noble people and leave those people behind. Part of me thinks that. Right now I'm in a very blue state and in a very blue city with very self-righteous, myopic, nasty individuals. If you go against their beliefs, they will attack you like no other. And I've never seen anything like it. It's one of the worst things that I've ever seen. And I hope that perhaps something can be done. I'm not sure. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Hopefully you like it and then you subscribe and maybe even share this around. And, have a good day. And thank you for listening, those few that do listen. Thank you again.